Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning at the market open. I tried to take another, but it didn't execute properly. The one trade that I was able to execute did hit my profit target, my 2-hour profit target. So I'll show you that, and I'll show you the one that didn't execute and what happened with that. If you notice that my daily P&L is red, that's because of my swing trade with SPXL. I can show you that right now. It has nothing to do with my day trading. So this is because the S&P 500 gapped down during the pre-market this morning, and obviously this candle is way lower than the previous day candle on my SPXL swing trade, so that's why it's red. Nothing to worry about. I've got my stop loss in place. I've got it a little bit lower than the 50 MA because this could still come down a little bit, so there's a little bit of cushion there. I also have an alert set. If it comes down and breaks below this previous support, then previous resistance, which should be support now, if it comes down and breaks that level, then I can adjust my stop loss. I'll be alerted so that I do adjust my stop loss. So anyway, let's get to the screener first. Let me show you the screener. Today was a pretty crazy day because of that big gap down on the S&P 500. So here's my mid-ish cap screener. Make sure you always hit modify to make sure your filters are applied. And then I organize it by volume. And this morning at the open, everything was red. I mean, literally everything. There was not one green stock for at least 15 or 20 minutes. And then eventually SPCE popped up green. And there was a couple others. I'll show you what was on my charts page. So here's SPCE. That was the very first one that popped up. You can see it's 940. So that it took about 10 minutes for there to be a green stock. And this is the previous day high, 46.76. So I need to see the price break out above that level and then pull back, and that gives me the entry, because that is a sign of strength. That's a sign that there are buyers interested in moving the price up, and that's why I use that criteria. There's a lot of other patterns and possible trades you could take, but to me, though, that's the one that has the highest probability of working out based on my statistics that I've collected over definitely more than 6 months now. So here we go. Price is breaking out over that previous high. So now I'm waiting for a 1-minute candle to make a new high after these pullbacks. Now let's watch this in real time, because something crazy happened here. The only way I can explain it is a glitch, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people saying, you know, Webull sucks, why are you wasting time with him? And this glitch is very unusual. If this kind of thing happened regularly, this type of an order glitch, believe me, I would not be using Webull, but this is the exception to the rule, not the rule. In fact, I've never seen anything quite like this happen, and I've been trading with Webull now since May of 2020, so over a year. This is a very unusual thing. If this happened regularly, I would not be using Webull. So and these kinds of things happen on all brokers, even the paid brokers, Lightspeed, eSignal, TradeStation. Definitely Thinkorswim, has issues from time to time. So there is no perfect broker out there. And the thing is you're getting everything from me. You're seeing when it works great. You're seeing the glitches. I always tell you everything that's going on with Webull, and a lot of other people, push their platform and make it sound like it's perfect, it's flawless, it never messes up. And the longer you watch other people trade with other platforms, you'll start to see that everyone has glitches on every single platform, whether it be free or paid or not. So it's up to you. If in the long run you're still able to make money with your platform, and it seems to be working for you most of the time, then I don't think there's any reason to switch. So here we are with SPCE, waiting for a 1-minute candle to make a new high. It's going to happen on this next candle, which is going to pop up in 7 seconds, 5 seconds. And then you're going to see exactly what happened. So now I'm hovering over this candle. The high is 46.68, so I want to see 46.69 or better. So I'm going to press play. We'll watch it in real time. As soon as I see something higher than 46.69, I trigger my hotkeys. I was a little bit late maybe. And then the buy order goes way down here at 45.38 for whatever reason. This is, like I said, is totally unexplainable. I don't know what was happening. Obviously, there was a lot of orders going in at that time. I'm sure the bid and ask was jumping around all over the place, but I don't think there was any orders down at $45. So I'm not quite sure how my order went in at that price, and I was trying to move it up just in case the level that I wanted to get in got retested, but it didn't. So it's likely I would have missed this trade anyway because it just kind of went straight up. I do have like, I think, a 10-cent offset, but that may have not even been enough in this case. So this, like I said, this kind of thing is going to happen once in a while. It's all part of day trading, and there's really no way around it. The only way I probably could have avoided this is if I put a buy stop order in ahead of time at that price. Then I pretty much am guaranteed to get filled, but I just don't like to do that. I've messed around with that in the past, and I really prefer this hotkey thing, and it works out 99% of the time. This is the exception to the rule. And it's okay, you know, if it just happens once in a blue moon. You're going to see the next trade I took, everything worked flawlessly. So let's take a look. So the other thing is, once this thing hits my would-be 2-hour profit target, then I have to cancel this order. I can't try to catch it on a retest because I've already missed the trade, and the next 2-hour trade is less likely to work out. And I think right about... let's see. Let me see if I type this into my 2-hour calculator. So 46.69 was the ideal entry, and then 46.73. Yeah, right there. So 47.33 was my profit target. You can see it's right there right now. It was just at 47.73. So I know this is where I'm checking to see if my 2-hour target was hit, and it was, and I didn't hesitate to just cancel this order and let it go because I've missed the trade, and that's the best thing to do when you miss a trade. You do not chase the stock, and you'll see what happened with SPCE. It comes right back down, and it just kind of fizzles out and then breaks down below this level. So it was a good thing, you know, I didn't chase it, which I wouldn't because that's not part of my plan. That would be breaking a rule, and I don't do that. So let's take a look at what else happened. So some other stocks popped up, didn't really do much. Workhorse or Wish was downtrending on the daily chart. So there you can see the daily chart of Wish. So no reason to be watching that in my case. And let's see, what was Bngo? That was the next thing that popped up. This is the one that I took a trade on and went to 2R. This was a little bit of a strange trade as well, just because from the standpoint of my intuition, which I try not to use that much because that can generally mess you up when you're trading. But you can see it looks like it made this big, huge move. It's not really that big of a move. If you look at the price, this is 615 and this is 650. So not a huge move there money-wise, but it just looks like, you know, it's crazy overextended. So here's another thing that happened that was interesting on this trade is that this is the previous high, 657. It came up and it touched 657, but it did not break out. And again, one of my rules is that it must break out above the previous high, and then on the pullback, I can take an entry, just like I did over here on SPCE. This candle broke above that level. So since this did not break above that level, I don't take an entry quite yet. And it's a good thing too, because the entry that it did give, if you did take a 1-minute candle that makes a new high after touching that level, it did not go to 2R, and it came back down and would have stopped you out. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. It's going to break out above on this candle, I believe. So probably toward the end. Actually, I guess it's on this one. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so the stop loss would have been the low of this candle, and then it would have had to hit 668, I believe, to trigger my profit target if I would have entered there. And you can see it only went to 662. It starts to come back down. This is where I start looking for an entry because now it's finally broken out above that previous high. Now this is, so here's where I enter. Let me just pause it for a second. So notice the tops of these candles. Whoops, I didn't pause it. So notice the tops of these candles are at the same level, right? And this one's only 1 cent higher. So this is a consolidation area. Whenever that happens, if I take an entry after a consolidation area, then my stop loss goes below the low of that consolidation area. So that means below the low of this candle, not below the low of these candles. And one of the reasons is because those trades are usually worthless if you take a trade out of consolidation and use the previous candle. There's really barely any money to be made there. The consolidation can sometimes happen within like 1 or 2 cents, so your profit target may be 2 or 3 cents. And it's like, what's the point of taking that trade? And then if there's a consolidation, there's a chance that the price is going to move much higher anyway, and that's what happened here. I was waiting for 650. You could see that as soon as 650 hit, so the high of this candle 649, and then I'm watching for 650. There, 649 and 650, and you can see I triggered my hotkeys. I got filled exactly where I wanted to. So that's an example of how Webull works 99% of the time. You trigger your hotkeys, you get filled either exactly where you want to or a few cents higher or lower depending on the volatility of the stock. If there's tons of shares going in and out and the bid and the ask is moving all over the place, then yeah, you're not going to get filled on the penny where you wanted to. But that's not a product of the broker. That's just the way the stock is moving and the way the shares are going in and out. So all right, so now I have my stop loss at the low of that consolidation, 644. My entry 650, so that's a difference of 6 cents. So I need to get 12 cents higher, and that's why my profit target is at 662. So let's fast forward a little bit. This trade took a few minutes to work out. And again, my intuition was telling me, this trade is probably not going to work, but my rules and my strategy say that I have to, that I have to take that entry because all of my criteria were met and my triggers to look for an entry, or my signal to look for an entry was triggered, and my entry itself was triggered. So everything is there. I just have to take the trade. And if it does fail, it's okay because I have a stop loss in place. I'm only risking 1R. When I'm trading full position size, then, it'll take only one winner to cancel out 2 losses. So if all of your criteria is met, you should take the trade no matter what your intuition is telling you. So here is the price moving up near my profit target. It's at 660. It's really important not to pull your profit target down when you see it struggle at that level. That's a very bad habit to get into. When you do that, then say the next trade that you take that loses could wipe out that winner instead of one winner being able to wipe out 2 losers. So even though the price is kind of stalling there at 659, I don't care. My rules say that I have to either let it hit my profit target or stop me out. It just doesn't matter. There's 660. And I mean, this thing was moving kind of slowly anyway, so not really worried about it. 661, 662. So remember that the bid has to go to 6. Actually, sorry, this is the profit target will be a limit order. So yeah, there we go, 662. So yeah, you're selling to bidders. So the bid has to go to 662 in order for you to get filled. So that's why you saw it kind of pop up there to 662 and not get filled initially. So anyway, that's my trade. And let's take a look at the spreadsheet. So there's this trade on the spreadsheet, Bngo. Again, no real money to speak of was made there, but this is all about statistics and collecting data right now. That was a fine 2R trade. And if I was trading with full position size, still a 1.54 return on investment. So if I was trading with full position size, it would have been a decent trade for sure. And you could see all of my data down here. So the average of these win rates is 58%. And my win rate of all these trades is 42% basically now. If I remove the error trade, so this is a reflection of just the plan and the strategy, the win rate's 54%, and then the average of those two, which is probably more realistic to what I will do in the future, is about 48%. And then if I just look at all of the trades, the first 3 trades that I've taken, even the trades with errors, the win rate is 50%. So that's it. So let me know if you have any questions about this trade or Webull or anything, and I'll let you know in the comment section below. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to your plan no matter what. Honor your profit target, take your stop losses, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.